Hello. Hi. Oh, I love this. This is great. This is so weird. Being on the internet, talking to a whole bunch of people from my living room. This is great. Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. Wow, there's over 1,000 people in here. That is wild. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. You're all so sweet. Hi, friend. You're very sweet, Vanessa. You're very sweet. I was very shocked to see that so many of you were interested in this, but I'm glad. So I can really, we haven't been able to talk about the movie for so long. So because of the strike, so now we actually get to share things with you about it and talk about this. And I had made a promise back when we were shooting the film, like, what was that, a year and a half ago now? That if I reached 10K, that I would do a Q&A, and then it happened after we finished shooting, so I wasn't able to do it then, and then the strike happened and all that. So it just really warms my heart that there's 20K of you who are really following me and interested in watching what I'm doing. So that's very sweet. I'm reading all these comments. Can listen to you give TED Talk about anything. I wouldn't advise that. I could go on for hours. Red is my color. Thank you. I just bought this from Target. I love Target. Yep. I should have been wearing a blue and white camisole underneath, and then I would have all the colors. Notice me. I'm your biggest fan. I know who you are. You're probably going to text me right after anyway. Hello, first question, how does your skin... Oh, thank you. I'm glowing because of you all, the love that you all give me. I'm really blown away by all the love and support that you all give me. So honestly, that's makes me feel really great. And that's why I look like I'm glowing, except I'm sweating because I'm nervous and I want to make sure that you all get your questions in. How does my skin look so good? That's very sweet of you. Lots of makeup. And literally I use exfoliator every day, even though they say that you're not supposed to. I do. Yes, the 10K was going to be with Nick and Taylor, and then it literally happened after we wrapped, so we were all in different places, and it wasn't able to happen. Thank you. Thank you for all the sweet compliments of my work, too. And now that there's a good group of people in here, I would like to say, as my brother mentioned in the comments, that today is Transgender Day of Remembrance. And, every year we take a moment to really mourn the lives of the people that we lost. And since the last day of Transgender Day of Remembrance, we've lost at least 33 reported trans and gender nonconforming siblings. So there's a lot of resources on GLAAD on their page on the Human Rights Campaign. I've been posting about it today on my profile as well. So if you want to read more about it, resources, ways to help and support trans people, especially trans kids, so they can live to be adults and live their dreams just as I have been able to do. And clearly, saying this is important today because it is Transgender Day of Remembrance, but also because I am trans, and also our beloved Amy is trans. So really kind of to honor all of those things, I wanted to definitely mention that. Happy opening to Much Ado. Wow, there's so many comments. I'm sorry. I'm reading. Y'all are so good to me. Y'all are so sweet. Okay, Q&A. I'm scrolling. All right. So, should we start with the questions? And I know I'm going to put this out there. First and foremost, I know that there is a very specific question that is on everybody's mind, and I will get to it, I promise, because I know you all want an answer, okay? Oh, I love this one. I need to know if the bangs were real, babes. They were not. It was fake. It was fun. they were fake. It was like this like half wig that they put on top and it had fringe, and it was very cute. We had a good time. Your favorite moment? Oh God, there were so many favorite moments. I mean, it was just like a really magical summer for all of us. We all got along really well. We all had like super, super fun shooting this film. What's my favorite moment? You know, it probably would be like early on. I think it may have even been before we started shooting. A whole group of us went out to dinner and it was really lovely. We just had we went to this place that was like the 7-course meal that Rachel had picked out. And it was just really lovely to all be together and kind of spend that quality time together before we all got into the hectic chaos that is shooting a movie. You're working long hours, you're constantly on your feet. You have to have your brain kind of working for that long so you know what you're doing when you get to shooting. It's a lot of also sitting around too, so you got to make sure that you're pacing yourself through a very, very long day. But yeah, okay, the bangs were fire. No, the bangs were not real. It was a wig. Also, I just have to say, y'all love Amy so much, and I'm like so incredibly grateful for that. And someone had posted on TikTok, I think it was, that like Amy's in the movie for like 3.5 minutes total. So I just feel really grateful and really blessed and honored that like she left such an impact in just that short amount of time. It was great. It was okay. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll up and try to see some of these questions. Don't play me. I'm not playing you. That is the big question everyone wants to know. Are there a couple more deleted scenes left? I'm sure there are. I think Matthew has mentioned this a bunch too, that there's footage, certainly things that didn't make the final cut. Whether or not they will choose to release it, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't answer that. It's up to them whether or not they want to. And y'all show us so much love from the jump. You have shown us so much love and support that, I don't know, y'all keep asking for it. I feel like they'll have to appease you at some point, right? They'll have to give you more stuff to hang on to. There's a Q&A feature? How do I do that? I haven't done a live in like forever. Oh, questions. Here we are. Oh, these are great. I didn't even know this was a thing. Okay. Who would you have liked to have more scenes with? Everyone? I don't know. I feel like I would have loved to have been this like 10-hour series if I could have had it my way. I would have loved to have seen more scenes with everybody. Just everyone is so great in this film and is just such a wonderful actor, such a generous of heart and spirit as human beings, as people too. So we all had a really, really great time anytime we were, all together. Of course, most of my stuff was with Taylor, so we got really, really close and spent a lot of time together. And I can always use more scenes with Taylor and with Nick because they're wonderful. Can you show us Ella? She is sleeping, so she's sleeping over there. If she gets up, I'll definitely show her. What is your dream role? Well, one of them is definitely Beatrice. I'm doing Beatrice right now in Much Ado About Nothing at Playmakers Rep in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So if you're around the area or you want to make a trip, come see it. It's so good. Our show is amazing. There's 19 actors in the show, and every single person is fire on that stage. Just so integral to the storytelling. It's just such a wonderful, fun, beautiful show. Okay, what else? If I'm doing this wrong, let me know, please. I have no idea how to do these lives. I just pushed the little question button. How was it seeing each other when you went back for the reshoots? It was so good. It was like a little family reunion. Reshoots are always a little bit stressful because you're short on time and you generally have a lot to get through. So tension is really high and people don't have a lot of time to socialize, but we did make time to spend some time together. We had a couple of dinners out together, which was really nice. But it was like a nice little family reunion. That was really, really sweet. Let's see. If you could play a different character, who would it be? I don't know. Sarah's a pretty cool character, but I don't think anybody could play it like Sarah plays it. It's amazing. Maybe I would love to play Prince Henry. That would be a fun role too. Nick, you got competition. Who got in trouble the most on set? Oh, I don't kiss and tell. I'm not going to tell you that. Favorite scene to shoot? one of my favorite scenes to shoot was actually one of the deleted scenes. So maybe I won't answer that question. How did you hear about the project and how was the audition process? This is great. So I heard about the project through my reps. My manager emailed me the information saying that there's this audition that they want to see you for. And I think the first 2 auditions were on tape. I had to submit a tape. And then the third audition was a callback with Matthew and a couple of the producers and casting. And the whole process from my very first audition when I got the email to when I booked the job, it was about, I think, 6.5 weeks. So it was a long, drawn-out process. There was a lot of moving pieces, because it is a studio picture. There's a lot of levels that kind of approval has to go through. And for the audition, I had to do the airplane scene, and there was another scene. Oh, and the red room scene, which I know is quite the favorite look. Let's see, what other funniest moment on set? There's so many. Oh my God, there's so many. We just had such a good time. It literally did not feel like work most of the time because we just had such a great time and we all got along so well that it was, I keep saying it, but it literally was like summer camp. So anytime, we were just having fun all the time and just trying to think like funniest moment. There was too many to pick. One particular memory from set. That last day was pretty memorable too. The last day that we were together, it was Nick Taylor and I, we were shooting a scene. And it was just, it was really bittersweet. We had put all this time and effort and our love, blood, sweat, and tears into this film. And we were, hoping that you all will love it as much as we loved making it. So that's certainly like a very special memory. We had a little wrap party afterwards and Matthew gave a little speech and we all had to say our goodbyes. And that was very bittersweet and very memorable. I hold on to that memory. What was your first impression of Red, White, and Royal Blue? I loved it. I read the book and I couldn't put it down. And I held my tears until we got to the emails. Spoiler alert. And then as soon as I was reading about the emails, I lost it. I think I went through like an entire box of tissues. Oh my goodness, there's so many questions. Okay, I'm going to scroll the chat. Is that what I need to do? How many times did Amy want to kill Henry for leaving the lake house? Well, you can come to your own conclusions. Teach us how to put those bangs on they were banging. I think I have a video of, I think I have a video of when we applied them. So I will try to find that and post it. What was my favorite scene to act? The red room was really fun. I feel like we did a million takes of that scene. We just kept doing it over and over again. And it was a lot of fun because I get to crash the party and come up with all these different things and hope that they like it and find one that they wanted to put in the film. And apparently they did, and you all loved it too, which I'm so grateful for. Yes, the bangs. Yes, we all know that Taylor and Nick bonded during filming. Who do you feel you bonded with? I bonded with both of them. I bonded with everyone. We would always hang out. Rachel and I would go out to the theater. We'd go out to dinner. Nick and I would hang out too. Flinny, of course. Taylor and I were particularly close because we spent a lot of time together on set and we also lived in the same complex. So it was really nice to spend all that time together. We would like hang out after work sometimes on the balcony and just look at amazing London views. I look amazing with bangs. Thank you. I'm sure if you scroll far back enough on my Instagram, you will see that I cut my own bangs during the pandemic and it was not cute. It was not cute. Did you try the cake? I was not on set the day of the cake. I was so upset that I was not on set the day of the cake because I would have loved to have eaten it. Maybe not the pieces that fell on them or on the floor, but maybe whatever was left of it. But yeah, that seemed like a really fun day. I was getting updates throughout the day. Of course, for Matthew was texting me about it and sending me BTS and videos and pictures and stuff. So, favorite cast member? I have one. I don't play favorites. I love everyone. Do you have any deleted scenes? Yes. Mentioned that earlier that there's a couple, I think that I shot that aren't there. And I know that there's footage because a lot of things don't make the final cut. What was the funniest scene to shoot? Red room, I think. For sure, the red room. Also, the bar scene at the end when towards the end when Prince Henry says, Amy helped me plan it. That was also just a fun day, you know. We just had a really good time that day. Was Henry's white suit inspired by Gatsby? I'm not sure. Okay, I need to keep scrolling because there are a lot of questions here. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna work backwards. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Thank you all for your patience. I'm trying to figure this out. Who is my bestie on set? I mean, Taylor, you know, I can answer that easily. We were always together. We spent a lot of time together. We had a lot of fun together. You know, we're still really good friends. So it's for sure. Is there a cast group chat? Yeah, there certainly is. We started it when we, like the first week we started shooting. And it has a cute little name. It has all of us in there. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, so many questions. What does this movie mean to me personally? It means a lot to me. You know, it's such a great, Casey wrote an incredible book, that is just so wonderfully filled with what our world actually looks like, you know, and the people that are, you know, involved in our lives. And I think everyone can read the book and like pinpoint a character. It's like, I know that person's in my life, you know, and relate to each character in a very specific way. And, you know, the source material is very community building and feels like a family. And so that translated very easily for us when we got the script, and started shooting, to be all together, because it did also feel like a community, a family. We all had each other's backs and had a great time together. So for me, it was, and you know, also before I started shooting the movie and before it was announced, I had like 4,000 followers on Instagram. I'm just an actor, you know. The fact that I have like 20,000 of you now following me is wild to me, because I've never thought of myself as anyone well known or famous. I'm just an actor trying to do my job. And during the whole like process of the movie shooting and me posting on Instagram and stuff, I had started having a lot of people follow me, and it's very new for me. Yeah, there was a reason I said that, and I lost my train of thought. Okay, scrolling. Did you keep the Amy black glasses? No, I wish I could have. Those things were so hot. I wanted those glasses. I wanted to keep, it didn't make it in the final cut of the film, but there is this gorgeous, jacket that I was going to wear in one of the scenes, and we never ended up using it. And I was like, oh, I pray that they let me keep that jacket, because it was this long like coat. It was great. When am I going to meet Taylor and Nick next? We need a reunion. Not sure, actually. You know, we're all working on different things. We're all in different parts of the country. We're all traveling a lot. So I'm not sure exactly when it's going to happen, but I'm sure you all will know when it's bound to happen. What is the one thing you wanted to talk about most during the red, white, and royal blue during the strike? Everything. I mean, we had, like I've been saying, we had so much fun. So we just wanted to share all those memories with you too, because you all gave us so much support from day one. You know, since the movie was announced, like the fandom just showed up. 110%. And so we just wanted to be able to share all of the joy that we had making the movie with all of you. And, you know, and we're glad that SAG held out, and, you know, that they came to a conclusion with the new contract. And now that we're able to share this with you. Let's see. More questions. Did y'all have nicknames for each other on set? Did we have nicknames? Not really. We didn't really have nicknames. You know, like there were little like catchphrases that we would have for each other, but not any particular like nicknames. Was Amy at the polo match? She was not. I wish she had been. That would have been fun. Who won the card game in the one where Taylor is reading the emails? Oh, we filmed a bunch of versions of that. There was a version with where Taylor won. There was a version where I won. There was a version where we were just like in the midst of a game. That was actually my first day of shooting. We shot that, and we shot the scene in the hallway where Taylor takes a photograph with one of the employees of the hotel. What else did we shoot that day? I'm trying to remember. But yeah, no, that card game, we weren't even playing a real game. We were just pretending, but it was fun. We had a good time because it was like literally one of our first shots together. So that's super memorable for me. Oh my goodness, so many questions. I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Did I get to play with David? Like for a very, very brief second. He was a working dog, so there's all these rules about like, the owner and the handler and things like that, He also gets his own contract and everything and his own rider. So he was, doing his job. So we didn't necessarily get to play a lot with him, but I did give him a little pet when I was able to. What did I take from set? I didn't take, I was gifted, because I don't take without asking. I was gifted a dress the only dress that I wear that is actually not in the final cut, but I know you all have seen it. It's been circulating Instagram and the socials. There's a scene where we're all sitting around the table. And I think it's actually a BTS video of us signing a copy of Red, White, and Royal Blue. It was one of our last days, so that we were all together. So the dress that I wear in that scene was gifted to me by Wardrobe because it fit really well and I really loved it. And it's currently hanging in my closet here that I brought with me. So many questions. What was your favorite? Answer that. Did you guys have any traditions? Not particularly. We didn't have any, I like to say hello to everybody before we start the day. Some people are very much like I need to focus on, the scene that I'm doing today and just kind of be really mindful. And I try to like touch base with all of my scene partners before we get to set maybe, or while we're on set and have just like a little chat, like check in, like, how are you doing today? How is everything going? How does your process differ between stage and film acting? This is the first time I'm doing theater in 6 years, so I certainly had to like remember the things that need to be done. For the biggest thing that I'm relearning, particularly in this house, because it's a thrust stage, so we have got audience on the three sides, is I had to really open myself up to everybody in the audience, which is very tricky. In a proscenium set, it's a task that you have to do, but also in a thrust set, it's even more so because you got to look everywhere. And going from a frame this big and a camera lens this big to a house of 500 people, you certainly got to learn how to tweak things and make moments bigger. And although we do have some cinematic moments in our show, I'm sorry it's taking me forever to scroll. Y'all are asking such great questions. Was there anything you wish Amy would have said in the movie? I do wish there was, not necessarily anything that I said, but I do wish that there was some knitting. Matthew and I had discussed it at one point about whether or not on the plane I would have just like I'd be knitting and doing some embroidery, as it is mentioned in the book. I think her first intro in the book is talking about how Amy once stabbed somebody in the knee with her embroidery needle, and I think that would have been great to have. But there was a lot of business that was also happening in that plane scene with, the list of things that Alex needed to learn about Henry. So there wasn't really a chance for us to incorporate that, but that's certainly something that I would have loved to have done. Have you read the book? I read the book like 5 times. I read it about twice before we even started shooting, and then I read it a couple of times while we were shooting. And I did post a picture of it like a long time ago when we were shooting of what my book looks like. It's got 1 million tabs. It's highlighted in so many different colors. It's now sitting on my shelf at home in New York, and it feels like a little work of art. Are Taylor's eyelashes real? Yeah, they are. They're beautiful, aren't they? They really are. Stabbing the needle, yes. How do you feel about the change of focus from Cash to Amy? I mean, I personally love it. More screen time for me, right? And, there was, a lot of combination of characters that happened in the adaptation from the book to the screen. And one of them was Cash and Amy kind of combined together. So that I was very happy about that. How long did it take to film the Red Room scene? I would say about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. there's like setting up, and we all got to be in hair and makeup, and then you do different takes of it, and you got to get all the different angles, and then you got to get everybody, coverage of everybody. So it takes quite a long time. A scene that seems really short in a movie actually takes a significant amount of time when you're on set. Sometimes we only shoot 4 scenes a day because it just takes a while to set all these things up. And we had a massive crew who were absolutely amazing, always kept on top of everything, were super supportive to us when we needed anything, and took great care of us. What was the funniest blooper mishap on set? I wasn't there for it, but I saw some footage of, they were shooting the finale, and it looked like Rachel had tripped, but she didn't actually trip. But it's kind of become like a funny blooper that we all laugh about. Will you get to see the hundreds of pictures I have in my folder? You will. I told you that was one of many dumps. I got plenty of pictures for you. I'm pacing it out. Otherwise, I don't want to overwhelm y'all so much. Was Amy's wife mentioned or appeared in some deleted scene? Amy's wife was not mentioned in our adaptation. However, if you look closely, I am wearing a wedding ring, so that does allude to the fact that Amy is married in the movie. Oh my goodness, so many comments. Do you like London? Have you visited before? Yes. So London is one of the places that I spent a lot of time in growing up, so it was not unfamiliar to me when I returned to do the film. And currently I'm actually in the process of applying for my residency visa there. So I will be kind of making a little temporary shift to London and splitting my time between the States and London to hopefully work there as well, which would be great. Yes, notice the ring. Nice little nod to the book. Yep. Amy happily married. Yes, she is happily married. Did Amy keep June in her pocket during the whole film? It's a conspiracy. Yeah, no, I can't say much on June. Like I mentioned, a lot of the characters were meshed together, and I know that June was kind of in combined, if I could get my words out, combined with Nora in our version. Did you break character and start laughing in any scene? No, I'm a professional. And if I did, there better not be any footage of it. Let's see. Why did I want to be Amy? The representation for a trans character to exist in a beautiful story like this was super inspiring to me. It was when I was very hungry for this role when it came through my email. Hardest part of playing Secret Service, the training. Not that I went through any like rigorous training, but I've never been a super athletic person, and not really knowing exactly what the demands of the job were going to be for me playing Amy. I went through like a lot of like physical gym training before we actually got to set. And then there was going to be, there was a moment where we were discussing perhaps weapons training, which is also a little, makes me a little nervous. But ultimately that was cut as well. So we decided against that. But in terms of like prepping to play Secret Service agent, I had to work out a lot, and I'm not a big fan of working out. So that was everything shot in London or Paris as well? No, everything was shot in London. Even the scenes that are taking place in the States, it was shot in London. We shot over about 3 months. So, effects, the special effects team and the photography team, everybody, they do like an amazing job to make you believe that we're somewhere that we're not. Is Nick that beautiful in person? Yes, he is. They are all beautiful in person. I'm trying to scroll. Let's see. More questions. The last thing you filmed was Kensington Breakfast, wasn't it? Taylor mentioned cornbread. I'm not sure if I can say exactly what that was that we were filming. But that was the scene that I'm wearing that dress in that I got to keep, which was great. Favorite scene to watch when you saw the movie? Oh, so many. I mean, particularly the scene when Zara crashes into their room was really fun to watch. But also just, getting to see my boys fall in love on screen and play out the characters beautifully that they have been. It was just such a joy to watch them fall in love as Alex and Henry. They play those characters so incredibly well and so beautifully. Let's see. Is there any part of the book that made you wish? I think I mentioned the embroidery needle. Was there more to the plane scene where you were testing Alex on Prince Henry facts? I think you saw probably like 90% of it. Maybe the whole thing. It feels like that was the whole thing. So it was probably all of it. I don't think there was much that was cut from that. What was the reaction the day of the night release? I mean, everybody was obsessed and in love, and we woke up to the news that it was the #1 movie on Amazon Prime, so we were really, really happy about that. That was really sweet. What does Alex whisper on the staircase hug? I'm not sure what he whispers. Cornbread, yes, we love cornbread. What do you miss on the movie that is... Oh, I mentioned that already. Zara, DNC scene supremacy. Perfection. Oh, you're very sweet. The Red Room was a very, very fun... Yes, Amy is a lesbian. She is a lesbian in the book, and, in the canon of our film as well, she is a lesbian. Who is most like their character and who is least? I'm not sure how to answer that. I can tell you that about a week into filming, I'm one of my really good friends now, Becca, who worked on the film with us. We were walking back to my trailer one day, and she turned to me and she was like, "You're so different than your character in real life." And I was like, "Good, yay! I'm doing a good job with my character." But yeah, I feel like we all morph ourselves into certain ways to play these people, but also inhabit them. So there's so much of ourselves in there, but then we're also like vastly different than them. Does that make any sense? Am I rambling? I might be rambling. Taylor seems like an Alex incarnate. A lot of Taylor's goofiness and warm heart is certainly in Alex, and I think y'all can see it on screen. Like, that is also so much of Taylor, just such a big heart and such a warm human being. Have you watched the movie with any of the cast members? No, we haven't been able to because we've all been like in different places at different time. Did Nick ever serenade you on set? He did not. However, the day that Comfort came out, we all teased him about it endlessly, and we're playing it all day long. So, which really made him embarrassed, but that was the goal. How did you learn all the different lines each day? So, certainly we get the script beforehand, and that takes a certain amount of work to learn the memorization of your lines there too. But then also every day on set, we get kind of like a little skinny booklet with just the scenes that we're doing today in that particular day. And so it's a great time to kind of just like review what your lines are, what scenes that you're actually doing that day. And also, the script can change on a day-to-day basis. So when you get those small pages in the morning, it's kind of a good check-in to see if has the script changed? Are your words different than what you had initially rehearsed them? And it's very possible that sometimes that actually happens. We need a cast reunion ASAP. Yeah, we do. We really do. I would love to, but right now everyone's everywhere, working on different things, and it's really great to see. But I wish that we would have that opportunity. What was that collector's edition that people were signing during the Thanksgiving scene? Okay, so you all know that it was a Thanksgiving scene. It was just a copy of the book for somebody. I'm not sure who. I'm not sure if it was for Amazon and it's for a certain reason. I'm not sure. I just know that a book was being passed around and we were all asked to sign it. So that's all I know. Did you have a photo of Amy's dog, Jonathan, to show Taylor? I did not. I had a picture of my dog, which Taylor knows, so that's what we used. But my dog is not Jonathan. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are like, we want to see Jonathan. Is that dog's name Jonathan? And it's not. It's Ella. But I love her just as much as Amy loves Jonathan, I imagine. Did I get to meet Casey? Yes, Casey. Casey's amazing. Casey's one of my friends. and we've hung out a bunch, and we've gotten to see each other at different events too, which has been really fun. And Casey took me to this wonderful Filipino restaurant in Queens back when the movie first came out, and we to celebrate, and we just had a grand old time. Favorite outfit in the movie? Well, I only had 2 black suits. One was a wool one, and one was, I think, it was like a lighter, like polyester kind of suit. It was maybe not polyester. I think Keith would get really mad at me if I called it polyester. But I think my favorite piece was the one that we never got to see, which was a long black coat that I never got to wear. Are you still in contact with anyone from the set? Yeah, I talked to a lot of folks from the set, in front of the camera and behind the camera, you know? We all keep in touch, not as often as we'd all like, because we're so busy and all in different time zones, but we do check in with each other. We do, you know, keep each other updated on what's going on in our lives. We certainly, and Matthew and I for sure, we actually just texted earlier today, and I see him, of course, when I'm in London. We spend time together and go see shows, and I go over to his house for dinner. So we all still maintain that family vibe outside of the film now that we've all finished. We're in each other's lives in some capacity, you know, although it may not be as much as we want because we're all so freaking busy. And I know you all want a reunion. Oh, were you at the election day set? All right, I need to clarify this because this has been a question for a lot of people. Unfortunately, that was the week that I had COVID, and so I couldn't be on set. I was so upset because that was the last, you know, big scene that we were all shooting together where Ellen gets reelected, and then right before the boys run off to the house in Austin. Yeah, I was really upset that I wasn't able to be there because that would have been great. We were all together. It was the finale. But I had COVID, so that's why you don't see me in that scene. Have I seen all the Taylor Swift edits? Yes, I have. They're very funny. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. I'm not a Swiftie. So, you know, but I have seen them. I've seen them. Are Taylor and Nick good friends? Yeah. I mean, they were just at an event together, the GQ Men of the Year event, which congratulations to both of them, like so incredibly well deserved. And like I said, you know, we all talk to each other in the group chat as well as individual texting. So, did you enjoy throwing Nick and Taylor the hospital scene? Absolutely, 100% yes. And I'll tell you a funny story. When we did the first take of that, I threw the boys in the scene, and everyone cheered and clapped for me because it was so like badass apparently. And I was like, let's keep that one. This is fun. I like throwing these boys around. It was fun. And I remember I said to them, I was like, I'm really sorry if I push you too hard. And they both kind of just looked at me like all 6 foot whatever that they are, both of them, and little 5'6" me. They're like, it's fine, Aneesh. You can push us the way you need to push us. Is the group chat still active? Yeah, here and there. Here and there. Did you learn anything from playing Amy? Yes. Just live in your badassery, like, you know, be a badass and don't apologize for it. She doesn't apologize for anything. And I think I really love that about her. Would be super cool to see you at Casey's event tomorrow. Unfortunately, I am not in New York right now, so I won't be able to. Didn't Nick and Tay get COVID at some point too? Yeah, we all got COVID. We all got COVID that summer. It was not fun. Did you meet Uma? Yes, I did. I love Uma. She's very sweet. Aneesh, what? Did you manage to meet Uma? Badass Amy. Okay. What actor, actress is most like the character? Did I answer this already? I don't know. We're all pretty different. Who gives the best hugs? That's a good question. Jeez. Taylor gives pretty good hugs, especially because of our height difference. I'm just like covers me entirely. And it's, you know, when we get to see each other, it's really nice to just embrace each other because we don't get to see each other often. Was there anything that helped you get into character? Reading the book multiple times, kind of studying who Amy was, what other people are saying about her too, really helped me. Will you give us another photo dump? Absolutely. Have you done theater in New York? I have done lots of theater in New York. I don't have anything currently coming up in New York. So let's hope that 2024 brings that for me. Do you prefer being on stage or being on camera? Ooh, that's a good question. I love them both so much. The stage theater work is so incredibly rewarding. It's so incredibly rewarding. And it's what I got my degree in, and it's what I did for the majority of my career. So I do love the theater. However, film and TV is also truly special in its own way, because it lives on this film, you know, forever, for eternity, and you can always go back and watch it. And so that there's something really special about that as well. How was the Purple Hearts watch party? So fun. Another time that we got to tease Nick all night long, because we just love teasing Nick. He's really easy to tease and bully. I'm so sorry, Nick. We love you. But yes, yeah, that was a fun watch party night. I gave the best hugs. Oh, thank you, updates. Thank you. I do give pretty good hugs. I love hugging people. Any challenging moment on set? You know, not really. Matthew is such a wonderful, generous director that, like, if you felt like you were having a personal challenge with anything, that he was very just generous of spirit and like, how can I help you reach what you need to reach? How can I help you do what you want to do? Here's what I want to do. Let's figure this out together. Nick is a cupcake, isn't he? He is my little cupcake, my little baby boy. I call him my little baby boy, and I don't know if he loves it, but that's what I call him, and he's gonna love it. What was the longest day on set? Goodness. You know, it was a day I got there around 5:30, and I think I left around 6:30. So that was a pretty long day. I can't remember what we shot that day. But that was a pretty long day. Will you do new official interviews? Sure, if people ask me to, I'd love to. Like I said, you know, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just an actor who was really lucky to get a job in a great movie, and I'm just incredibly grateful for all of the support and love that everyone has been giving me through this film. So if people ask me to do interviews, I surely will. Calling Nick baby boy, that's so real of me. Yeah, little baby boy. More questions. I'm gonna get through these. We only got 10 minutes left. So, do you have any plans to reunite with Taylor again? No plans currently, because we're both kind of really busy and in different places, but hopefully soon. Probably after the new year. What was your favorite Amy line? No one in their right mind would ever give you a gun. That was my favorite line. Was any of the Red Room scene improv? My entrance, you know, like we just played with a whole bunch of different versions of that. So that was kind of improv-y for me. Are you going to watch Mary and George? Of course, I'm going to support Nick. Who would you want to play Amy's wife? I don't know. That's a really good question. I have not even thought about that. Oh my goodness, so many questions. I love you all. You're so great to me. What is the name of the group chat name? That I will not share. That is top secret. What was the first scene you shot? I think I mentioned the playing the cards during the emails montage, the scene in the hallway where he's taking a photo with the hotel employee. So many questions. Are there any scenes that just live in your head all the time? I mean, the whole movie lives in my head rent-free all the time. I've seen it so many times at this point. Did you read the book before auditioning? I certainly did. Let's see. Will there be any more interviews or promo conferences, or is it too late? I'm not sure. You know, I think it all just depends on the popularity of the movie, the resurgence of the popularity of the movie. I know the boys are making their rounds right now, so it's very possible that there will be some sort of official interview that they will give. You know, I know that Nick's got a lot of other shows that are coming out as well. So, you know, he's really busy. We just texted earlier today, and I know that he's been working a lot. So, let's see. Love that they see representation. Yes, me too. It's so important to see South Asians in this industry in this way, because we are underrepresented, and I think it's really important. So real, the movie lives in all of our heads. Okay. Wow, so many. Why were you not at Polo? I didn't need to be there. Was the Texas scenes filmed in London as well? Yeah, all of our scenes. Taylor is a working model. He sure is. You want to play Amy's wife. Updates, that's not a bad idea. Although, we might have to have a conversation about that. What are my hobbies? I love bowling. I'm on a bowling league back in New York. That's super fun, which a couple, I think, of the people that are watching this are on the league with me as well. I like ice skating, though nobody ever wants to go ice skating with me. And I sew a lot. I'm kind of a nerd that way. I love to sit at my little sewing machine and just make a lot of clothes. All right. Are we nearing the end of this? Thank you all literally for all of your support and love throughout these past almost, what is it? It's going to be 2 years coming up soon since we've shot this thing. So I'm just very grateful for all of your love and support. And I hope that I have been, taking the time that you needed to get your questions answered. I know I tried to get through a lot of them. There's so many. And now to the biggest question of the night. I know everyone wants to know if there is a sequel. And please don't hate me that I've kept you on this live for so long just to get an answer. I know it was kind of manipulative of me, but the answer to if we're going to get a sequel is I have no idea. I'm sorry. I don't know. Literally, I have no clue. And I think if there was going to be any kind of announcement, if there was going to be a sequel, Amazon would probably announce it, or maybe Matthew. But I'm sorry. I know you all have been hanging on and you weren't sure, and I cannot answer it, yes or no. I have zero idea. They don't tell me anything. That's not true. But I just don't know. So I'm sorry if I broke your hearts with that answer and that I kept you on this long just to find out. But I'm glad you stayed at least for all of the questions that you asked and to know about me and my time on set. And maybe I'll do another one of these if I ever reach 50K. But I appreciate y'all so much. And hopefully if I figure out how to save this, I will post it on my profile so the people who did miss it can watch it. But thank you all for your love and support, and your love and support for Amy and for Red, White, and Royal Blue. Honestly, we are so incredibly proud of this movie, and we're proud of each other that, we've been able to create this incredible gift and give it to all of you as well. And out of that, we've created our own community and our own little family. So it's really been an amazing, life-changing experience for all of us. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I'll see you all soon.